Tonight at 6, questions about whether more is needed to rein in a state agency.
They come after a new audit found big problems inside the Indiana Economic Development Corporation.
Investigative reporter Bob Siegel says that auditors found some of the same problems that 13 Investigates has been highlighting for years.
13 News has been investigating and raising questions about the Indiana Economic Development Corporation since it was first created in 2005.
Can we get that list from IEDC?
That's confidential information.
In fact, it's been 15 years since 13 Investigates first exposed fabricated job numbers and a lack of transparency inside the state agency that's supposed to attract jobs. All these deserted office buildings, locked up factories, and abandoned warehouses are sites where the Indiana Economic Development Corporation said there'd be thousands of new jobs. After years of 13 Investigates highlighting IEDC's lack of transparency, earlier this year,
I have directed the hiring of an independent forensic auditor.
Governor Braun ordered a state investigation of IEDC, along with its nonprofit foundation and its venture capital firm. The results are now in, and this 127-page audit report shows significant problems. Auditors found massive no-bid contracts, inadequate policies and procedures, a lack of transparency and accountability, and lots of potential conflicts of interest. That includes at least 30 potential conflicts involving IEDC staff and board members, and dozens involving companies that got IEDC money after making donations to its charitable foundation. Auditors also found excessive spending on international travel.
This entity is supposed to be creating jobs. It's creating scandals instead.
Greg Leroy is with Good Jobs First, an organization that tracks economic development agencies. He says the IEDC's lack of oversight and transparency is a recipe for trouble.
Handling large sums of money behind closed doors, without sufficient public scrutiny, it's inherently going to breed corruption.
The governor says the audit found no criminal activity, and his office plans to adopt the dozens of recommendations made by auditors.
We were already making fixes that were apparent even before the audit, and we'll try to take every recommendation there and weave it in.
But in light of this audit, there are increasing calls for even more action, including state lawmakers passing a law that would mandate more transparency and oversight at the IEDC.
We need to make sure that those checks and balances are there so we can protect Hoosiers from unchecked power.
Earlier this year, the governor told me he thinks setting up the IEDC with very little transparency was a mistake. And he says he's now open to legislation requiring more transparency. Indiana's Secretary of Commerce says based on this audit, work has already begun to strengthen oversight at the IEDC to protect taxpayers and restore confidence in the state agency. I'm Bob Siegel, 13 Investigates.